All right. Okay. Welcome back to
Favorite
Blackout.
day of the week? Yes,
Favorite show.
absolutely.
Uncut, unfiltered views expressed are mine and Ian alone.
hmm
If you are offended by it, you may want to look closer in the mirror.
Unless we're dating, and we mean none of this lover boy vibes.
We may tell you a joke, but we may say a joke, but we'll never tell you a lie. This show is meant to just give you a different perspective outside of the world of finance, although we do talk about a lot of financial topics and business topics, but
Yeah,
we wanted to have an outlet for just unfiltered, uncut, raw conversations for men and women.
don't I need it?
So shout out to everybody that's been enjoying the content. Download the podcast because it is an audio version for this as
Yeah.
well. Apple Podcast, you can listen if you're on the go. And man, we got
Maybe
some.
we can start doing some bonus segments for the podcast version.
Okay,
That'd be
I'm
cool.
down. I'm down.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to talk about this week, man. This is a big one. Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar,
Drake.
Super Bowl fiasco, New Orleans.
Mm.
Let's wait. I want to let the beat build on that because that's going to be a very interesting conversation to have. But before we start, anything that you would like to say?
Yes, if you want to get rich from investing in the market, go to ianinvest.com. If any of you lost access, if you had bought it earlier this year or last year, Kajabi's working on it. That'll be fixed in the next 24 hours. Thank you to everyone who joined over the past month. Stock Club call is every Sunday, so tune in for those. And I got some special treats lined up. Starting next month, I'm going to go through every slide from the InvestFest presentation and add more context and go into more detail. I only had 50 minutes on stage, so I'm going to break down every slide and give you more detail. So if you want to get rich and get involved in that, go to ianinvest.com. And I love y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's start off with a question we got from Instagram. We haven't done this in a while, but submit questions too. Whether it's you can Twitter, Instagram. If you have a question, because we are here to help. So
Yes.
Okay, the question says, this is a long one, but I'll read it. It says, let's say there's a man out here that has been in a relationship for over 8 years and has a beautiful baby girl with this woman. He's helped raise the baby girl from birth while balancing being in the streets, being in and out of jail, but always made a way. This woman does not cook more than once every couple months or clean at all. She doesn't clean at all. She doesn't know his favorite things or interest, but he knows everything about her. Red flag right there.
For real.
She's always been on multiple trips overseas without him or the child and made excuses as to why she didn't communicate while abroad. He then finds out
She was communicating all right. Go ahead.
He then finds out that this woman has been talking about him poorly behind his back to her friends and actually steps out on him. Big surprise. Now, she's voluntarily throwing ultimatums his way, like, if you do come back, there's limits, or if you come back, I need a ring. My question for Rashad and Ian is, how do you guys feel about this situation and what should he do?
You did. You did. In the words of my boy Rashad Bilal, you did. This is so layered, but so easy. He messed up from the beginning. Let's talk to him like this is our friend. We just at dinner. Okay, number one. How you start the relationship in the beginning, I'm assuming. And then you have to realize too, like, what you do for the child is different for what you do in a relationship. Like sometimes being a father is a thankless job. But if in the beginning you were the one chasing her, calling her, texting her, putting in all the effort, truth is, bro, she just don't want you. Like if a woman won't cook or clean, knows nothing about you, And I told y'all about them little solo trips overseas. Y'all said I was being misogynistic, and she was communicating with somebody on that balcony. I hate to break the news to you, my boy. Your girl went on a whole trip overseas. Like, have you seen Tuscany and Lake Como? It looked fake. It's in 12K in real life. Magical. But how you start and structure the relationship is key. There's nothing you can do. If a woman gets to a point where she's giving you an ultimatum and she's already been cheating and stepping out on you, why are you still even talking to her? Like, you got to have some hard boundaries about what's a no-go. Not get people mess up, but you're being disrespected. She doesn't care about you. She won't cater to you. When a woman loves you and really cares about you, she'll cater day one. That's crazy. Well, but what do you think?
I mean,
just crazy. She don't know nothing about you.
Shout out to the question because it was detailed. So I appreciate taking out the effort to actually, ask for some advice. But sometimes if you have to ask the question, the answer doesn't matter. I think that you probably already know the answer to this question, right?
Yeah.
If you've been with this girl for years and you have a kid together and she knows nothing about you or doesn't care about your personal interest, she does not cook. She does not cook. She does not clean. She goes on trips without you and doesn't communicate
on the trip.
She's cheated on you. It's documented that she's cheated on you. She talks about you behind your back.
That's a bigger problem. Yeah. And the girls in the group chat laughing while she getting her back blown out, and they making fun of you. She put the baby on you, and then
okay, there might be a deeper layer here, right? So he's been in and out of jail, right? So this might be a situation where he needs her to have somewhere to live, right? Gotcha. So he's putting up with things because she might be somebody that has a stable income, stable job. He's in and out of jail. So that would lead me to believe that he probably doesn't have a high level of stability.
Yeah.
Which goes back to what we said. And now you have a child together. So it's like, this is your last option as far as actually even having somewhere to live. This goes back to, okay, don't move in with a woman. This goes back to power dynamics. This goes back to having your shit together before you even get into some shit like this, because
having ambition.
The only reason why you're even entertaining this is because you need her. It's not because you want her or you love her. She's disrespected you. The love should have been out the window a long time ago. The only reason why you really even entertaining this is because you need her from a financial standpoint, from a stability standpoint, from a home standpoint. She knows that, and that's why she's doing the shit that she's doing, because she doesn't respect you. She knows that she has all of the leverage. That's a bad situation. So for men, for you guys, never put yourself in that situation. But there are a lot of people that are in similar situations.
Doing it. Yep. And for you fellas who think you're just gonna live off a woman, this is always the outcome. A woman may believe in a vision and may give you a year, 2 years if you're lucky, but at some point you gotta produce and you gotta put some points up on the fucking board. I feel sorry for you. I'm sure you've gone through a lot. I'm sure you're probably a great dad, but the power dynamics thing is real. Like, no woman wants to grow up and have to take care of as a man. Like, there isn't that much love in the world, if we're gonna be honest about it. Like, very few people are gonna let you be with them 5, 6 years. Shit, you see Janae putting pressure on Big Sean for a ring. Big Sean got his life together, going to therapy, doing a little sound bowl shit at night with Janae. Like, he's popular, famous, and rich, and he's going through it. I know a lot of times you fellas will get on us about going back to balance, and life is a lot smoother if she's walking into your place, know that you have ambition. Like, anybody that I've ever dated, like, I never had to have them tell me to go to work. It's just certain shit y'all are just violating, and then you're wondering why you're not being respected, but you're not respecting yourself. And I'm not a street ninja, never have been. Shout out to those of you who are. But if you've been in the streets, go get it out the mud. Then find a way to go legal immediately, because that racket's over with. So It's tough, man. A lot of y'all sending these kind of questions, which leads me to the other conversation. What should a guy do if he's lost his girl and he's trying to get her back, but she may feel that she is better than him? Is that possible? Can he glow up and save his family in time? Same kind of dynamic. What do you think?
She's better than him as far as what? In life, like her social status, her money. I just don't feel like you can gain. I feel like once somebody doesn't respect you,
it's over with.
The only thing that you can do, separate yourself from the situation
and glow up in it.
Grind so hard that now they have no choice but to recognize you from afar.
Facts.
That's it. But as far as like me trying to prove to you, like, no, I'm worthy of this, and like, nah, I'm not. They don't respect you, which that's okay. Everybody doesn't respect everybody. That's okay. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to gain the respect of somebody.
Yeah,
I will work on myself to the point that now you're gonna have to respect me, or you just look crazy. But
yeah,
if you with somebody and you said the woman doesn't respect the guy, he's trying to gain the respect back, it's a waste of time, my boy. Waste of time, my boy.
And a lot of times, fellas, I'm gonna be real. Quit trying to play catch up and do the things that you need to do every day so you don't end up in these situations, bro. Like, it's a lot of disadvantages to like dating a bad bitch that like we talk about. But one of the advantages for sure, like if you've had one, is like when you see them put themselves together and how long they take to get ready, it gives you a little bit of respect. So like imagine a girl have hair and body day and she put deep conditioner and Olaplex and HLA to make her skin glow and eyebrows and eyelashes and all this shit. And you ever watch a girl do a light beat in the makeup and she cry because then come out, she wants to wipe all that shit off and put it back on, and you come out with some fucking 1996 Janko jeans? Like, why do y'all think y'all can be dusty and just because you're a good dad, she gonna stay? Nigga, she is on Instagram looking at Stephon Diggs gonna pop up. Trouble. John Morant. Two Pistol Pete. Trouble. When Travis Kelce cut off that KKK mustache and bowl cut and get back with black women after this contract up, trouble. Please put it in the chat. You are in competition with every man on earth. Y'all that make fun of him for putting clothes together, right? And then won't put no clothes together. And then your woman will be like, why don't you? They'll do it subtly at first. Hey, but babe, you know, maybe not the hoop shorts today. No, baby, I'm just around. Even go to bed fly. Put on some. Once again, I knew y'all was fucked up when y'all made fun of me on Instagram for showering twice a day and wearing cologne. I said, oh, your shit in shambles. You think a girl want to put the gua sha on her face for 5 minutes and fucking jade roller and you come out the house looking dusty with no ambition? Bro, y'all can do what y'all want to do. Crazy. And work hard every day on your craft. Not only that, but also being calmer, more patient, more peaceful, loving, stoic, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution. These are all this shit goes together into one layup package.
The lay package.
Come on, man. That's why you ain't getting laid.
Facts. Yeah. All right, let's talk about this. Hit the like button and share. Let's talk about this hustle culture. So I saw a clip on Instagram I thought was interesting. Let's play this clip, please.
Hustle culture and cruel optimism, it leads to a lot of crazy things for black folks, like exhaustion. Here's an article from The Time. It says that the hustle is an idea, a discourse, and a survival strategy often glorified as economic opportunity. It is an ode to a type of capitalism that cannot secure the futures of anyone but the wealthiest. But its popularity lies in now hustling can feel like an equal opportunity struggle.
Okay, in that clip, and shout out to that brother.
Yeah,
follow him. He does a lot of like political different takes. So he pretty much was saying that, you know, what I've been hearing a lot as far as on Instagram, social media, that the hustle culture is a trap to keep people unhappy. You're never really gonna really reach the level of wealth that, you know, 9 times out of 10 that you're really going. So it's just a treadmill that we've brought into to kind of feel like, you know, we're running a race to nowhere type thing. And,
Yeah.
you know, the traps of capitalism, and it's really only designed for the top 1% to get wealthy and all of that.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and like I said, I saw other people kind of, you know, I've been seeing this a lot. That theory.
It triggered you?
I wouldn't say we gotta get through it.
We're gonna get through it.
We gotta get through
Teamwork.
it.
At a
Teamwork.
point.
I wouldn't say that it triggered me, but it was something that I think was worth talking about from a different perspective.
Stoicism in the answer. I love it.
For sure, for sure. So I have some pointed opinions on that, but do you have opinions?
Of course. On the positive side, let's sandwich the situation. On the positive side, well, let's take the negative first. I understand what they're saying by the connotation that you need balance, you do need rest. You do have to make time for family and friends, but in every society, it takes capital to make reality come true. I think one of the biggest things that's not talked about is like you have to put individual hustle into a system or business that allows you to scale. Now, if I'm on Canal Street selling fake Ferragamo bags, probably not the best business. But the idea that you can just like lay on the beach, everything's automated, click funnel hack, growth hack your way to it does not work. How many people have you met at InvestFest? Robert Smith, Barack Obama, who should have been there, right? None of these people are talking about growth hacking. They're doing the work every day. Tyler Perry, 50 Cent. Yes, you have systems, you have teams, but I think the bigger issue, I think a lot of people are giving up on the American dream and finding out that it is an illusion and a nightmare. But the thing I was talking to my barber about yesterday, man, the cost of living is going up so much. Like even for everyone who Matt posted this, if you were waiting on a rate decrease, well, you finally got the rate decrease. But the $500,000 house you now want is now $795,000. So you're paying the same thing. So if you don't hustle in this environment that you're in, you're going to be on the wrong side of history, and you're financially not going to be in a good space, and it's going to lead to a lot of depression. But what do you? I know this is near and dear to your heart. What do you think?
So yeah, I think you know, it's an interesting conversation because looking at it like, all right, you know, this hustle thing is killing us and it's counterproductive, and we wasn't meant to, you know, live life like that. But I think they're not really looking at it from a hustler's perspective. Like for me, some people don't have an option. There is no other option. You have to hustle because that's the job requirement. So it's like, all right. When I started working as a financial advisor, I didn't work for a Wall Street firm. I worked for an insurance company. So if you're familiar with the difference, Wall Street firms, you get paid salary. From my situation, I got paid a commission. That's how you make money off of commission. So it was no option of not hustling. You don't have an option not to hustle. Like you gotta hustle. Like I never had like a job where I'm getting a salary and I can just work 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock and then leave and then go home. We had to hustle. Starting what we started here, Earn Your Leisure. You had to hustle. Like you got to do things. Like, I mean, like that becomes a habit and that becomes ingrained in you. And that's something that I think is actually something that people don't fully appreciate. That's part of the process. More so than even having the money or having the freedom. Like, I think that there's dignity in actually it's like figuring out a math problem.
A puzzle.
It's like a Rubik's Cube. You got to go out. There's no blueprint to this. There was no blueprint. When I was a financial advisor, there was no blueprint. I had to literally, like, I was all over. I had to go to different neighborhoods. I had to go to churches. I had to go to sororities. I was writing insurance policies inside the project. I would go to the projects. I would go anywhere because at the end of the day,
Chamber of Commerce everywhere.
I'm trying to figure it out. I didn't know. And if I don't do it, then I'm not going to be successful. That wasn't an option. So I had to kind of figure it out to be successful. So as far as the hustle, I love the hustle. So I'm always like looking at that a little different because I'm like, all right, you saying that that's not what we meant to do and it's a trap and all of this. Well, what's the alternative? To just have a regular job? Well, that's a trap, right?
Talk about it.
You making somebody else rich. You working, you expanding somebody else's dream, right? You're never gonna have enough money to ever have any level of financial security at all.
Yeah.
So which trap would you prefer? At least one trap you can actually, at the end of the day, have some level of control of your own self, your own financial freedom, your own, if it works out. So I just don't agree with that. I don't buy into that because I feel like it's not like we doing this because we just want to get extremely wealthy. That's part of it, but another part of it is that I did not want to work a job.
Yeah.
Like
Perfect.
I would have rather. I'm not working a job. I'm not working a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the part. And that's okay too. It's like everybody's so judgmental. It's like Shannon Sharpe said, don't judge me. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you if you feel satisfied working a job. That's where I come from. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's the environment. We come from a blue class working environment. I understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I never wanted to work a job ever. That was never in my trajectory in life. So if you don't want to work a job, you got to hustle. You got to figure shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just expect to just checks to just fall into your lap. So, and at the end of the day, what are we here for? Like, you on earth to do shit.
Find out amount of time.
You're not on earth to just roam the plains and just harvest grass. I mean, some people are, but vast majority of us, we on earth to do shit. Commerce, hustling, we doing this, we trying to, you know, better our situations, we trying to move up the scale. It's like a game. Like, to me, like that shit's like an adrenaline rush. So I don't necessarily look at it like, oh, it's a trap. For every life is a trap. It's one big video game. Who's gonna make it to the last level? That's it.
You gotta figure out the cheat code to it.
That's it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like Mario Brothers. Who's gonna make it to the last level? Some of us gonna make it to the first level. Some of us gonna make it middle. Some of us is actually gonna make it to the last level and beat the game. But even if you don't beat the game, hey, it's been a hell of a ride. Enjoy.
And a lot of times, going after it is what makes it fun. Like, and for those of you who be like, "Hey, I want to just walk the beach," as a person who is like taking 3 months off, what people won't tell you, you'll be bored out of your mind after 30 days.
Facts.
You'll think that's peace. You're gonna be bored. Your friends aren't gonna be able to do anything with you. Your significant other won't. Your kids still have school, so you're gonna sit around and do nothing all day. Now you can invest in international arbitrage, so make money in the States and go to other countries and have more freedom. But even then, you still have to find a deeper purpose for what you want to do. And this goes back to the previous conversation of having ambition. But on a systemic issue, hustle culture is needed because the American economy is not as strong as it once was, and so many jobs cannot be provided like how they used to be. Like, I remember when I started being an entrepreneur in 03, 04, a lot of people made fun. Not laughing now because the job security is not there. And even if you work in corporate, you still have to hustle your ass off and be productive and know how to work that skill set of knowing who to be connected to, who endorses you. There's no way that you can escape it. That's why even like last week when we did the levels of wealth, we got people, you guys are out of touch. Once again, I've been broke as hell before. I've had the fortune of making $2 or $3 in a year. I prefer making $2 or $3 in a year, to be honest. But if these levels of wealth are not true, Dak just got paid $60 million guaranteed and never won a title. Brady's getting $350 to sit in the broadcasting booth to predict what's going to happen. Like, if these and this is the reason why people gatekeep information, and a lot of people who are rich and wealthy are shutting the fuck up and not talking. Y'all say y'all want the truth, then get it, and now all of a sudden you hate it. Okay, I'll be quiet.
And I didn't understand that some of the selective outrage with it's like we just was commentating on that list. We didn't necessarily even agree with everything on that list. But the thing about it is that you can't change it to make it convenient to your situation. This is just the facts. Like, when you start talking about money, it's like, well, then you saying 95% of America is broke. No, that's a fact.
That's a fact that 95% is.
That's a fact. What you want me to lie? We could lie to you and say no, because bro, I remember when I first made $100,000,
Yeah.
and it wasn't no life-changing
What you thought?
situation,
Yeah.
and that was better than probably 80% of America. So it's like, no, I mean, or we just not going to talk. We could just not talk about it at all. But
Yep.
when you're like, oh, that's saying that most of America is broke. Yeah, most of America's broke.
The country's broke, so therefore most of the citizens are.
I mean, what you want? What you want? That you want the truth, or you want some smokescreen bullshit? Like, everybody not going to make it. That's the harsh reality of life. Everybody's not going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the people that was like, yo, this hustle mentality is bad. They tell you that to make sure that you stay a worker. Because what's the alternative? This is America. It ain't nowhere where you can just live off the land. So you either are an entrepreneur or you're an employee. That's what you're doing in America if you're in the legal system of things. So if they're discouraging you, if these people are discouraging you from being a hustler, which essentially they're discouraging you from being an entrepreneur. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you're a hustler. There's no way around it. There ain't no easy shortcuts to entrepreneurship. You're gonna have to work 15-hour, 20-hour days. That's gonna have to happen, especially in the beginning stages. So if they're discouraging you from being an entrepreneur, what are they encouraging you to be?
And even if you're illegal, they took the cannabis business away. The fentanyl crisis is.
But why would they encourage you to be an employee though? Right? Like, think about that. Exactly.
Absolutely.
They put out narratives. You ever hear these black people are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to wealth, when it comes to home ownership, when it comes to stocks? Why would you have a main focus and study that hustle culture is bad for black people who have the least amount of money out of anybody? Have you ever heard hustle culture is bad for white people who's on Wall Street sniffing coke just to stay up for 20 hours a day? They hustling like a motherfucker. Have you ever heard Silicon Valley when they running around doing all this shit? Mark Zuckerberg probably met with 300, 400 people in 3 weeks to try to raise money. Is that hustling? Did they ever discourage him and say the hustle culture, that's going to kill you? That's bad for you. Don't worry about that. That doesn't even make any sense. You try to discourage the people that need the hustle the most, not to hustle.
Absolutely. Because they know if they will get the power and community and finance together, there could be some changes. That's why I keep saying, as soon as we got into the market, the rules, regulations changed, creator culture changed, NFT stuff changed. Like, you have to just continuously adapt, but you're not going to be able to live off your mom or dad or significant other for free. That causes a lot of tension too. And then, like, childcare is getting more expensive. Like, even if you have kids, when people are like, well, 100's a lot. If you live in, which I'm from the Midwest, but if you live in the Midwest in a smaller city with 50,000 people or less, 100 grand may be a lot. If you live in a major city, if you take good care of your kid, and if you're an active parent, you're going to burn through $30,000 or $20,000 a year just taking care of your kid and extra curricular costs by design. So, but what do we know? We just grifting.
And then the last thing is like, sometimes you got to switch your hustle. If you're doing something that has no chance of scaling and counterproductive, that's not something that is sustainable. And that is something that's going to burn you out without any recourse. But that's up to you to know what is scalable. We've produced enough content on Earn Your Leisure that you can watch episodes on pretty much any business that you want. And you can say, okay, this is more scalable as opposed to me just selling t-shirts on the street corner. Yeah, that could lead you to become the next FUBU, but you're probably not. 2025 is going to be real conversations. And if you don't like it, that's fine.
So be
but you can't always, this is not a fairy tale. Not a fairy tale. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that's going to happen is you keep telling people fairy tales is that you're going to make them delusional and you're going to lead them to disappointment.
Absolutely. The entire world is waiting to see what Jerome Powell does. The American economy is at one of its shakiest points since 2008, and people are telling you to work less. They're trying to offset the workforce by making the AI shit work. Meanwhile, motherfucking Apple keeps re-rocking that same phone with a new button, and Huawei got a trifold phone out. You got to constantly innovate, man. And for the record, assets, homes are an asset, commercial buildings are an asset. So our stocks are only going to go higher That's what they're meant to do. So if you think that you can just chill and coast by, like I remember even in 2008, there were some homes, 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,800, 4,000 square feet in Alpharetta. I was going for 525. You won't find a 3-bedroom in Alpharetta that's 2,000 square feet for 500 grand now.
It
wasn't that long ago. Like, what do you want to do? We're not even going to talk about New York.
And leisure has never been. That's never been something that we don't lack. We over-index in leisure, to be honest with
Absolutely.
you. Yeah. Usher sold out 10 shows. And bar, shout out to Usher, but it's like we don't have no problem. We gonna go to a concert. We're gonna go
Beyonce, Usher.
We're gonna watch football all day Sunday. We're gonna do fantasy
which is
football.
Crazy.
So the fact that you try to just like, yo, this is don't hustle too much. No, we need to hustle more. We over-index on bullshit. We spend hours a day on social media just scrolling with aimless rap shit that has nothing to do with anything.
That makes no money. And most of y'all arguing with bots. For those of you who don't know, like at least 60% of the internet has been bots or NPCs for real. And you just don't know it. For what? And the players who play in the league don't give a fuck about fantasy football like that. If you're watching it all Saturday, all Sunday,
some do.
Some.
Shout out to bro that got kicked out the joint.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The parlay. He was on the parlay.
Some do.
Some do. Some do.
Some care about the fantasy.
But at least they getting some money off of it. They doing it for a different reason. It ain't just no regular like. And then y'all dudes is playing fantasy for no money. Some people play fantasy for no money.
Yeah, a lot of y'all playing make believe on Instagram too, and ain't cashing out on that. Stay focused, man. Like life is hard, but you can make it harder. Be focused. And the truth is, like when you focus on things that you love, the journey of getting better at it is incredibly rewarding. Be fearless. You complaining about it isn't going to make it better. You're going to take your fear to a real estate agent and say, let me put 20% down of my opinion. Doesn't work like that, man. And that's why I say, like, if you guys are actually parenting, these are hard costs. Like in New York City, what does a daycare cost in New York City?
$1,000 a month. $1,000 a month
minimum.
Facts.
That's for the bare minimum.
If you're not on like any assistance or help program, if you just like trying to just pay it out your own pocket, you $1,000 a month. That's a fact.
Easy. High quality daycare, 2-3 grand. Easy. Come on. What you gonna say? Well, I'm not gonna go to work.
And there's no comfort in being broke. I was never comfortable when I was broke. I never felt like, oh yeah,
man, that's the most stressful shit ever.
Who the fuck, like y'all painting these fairy tales for people who wants to have comfort, not even fucking knowing if they could put enough gas in their tank or their car is gonna get overdraft.
Yeah. That car decline or hoping that it go through. Not fun. Been on both sides. I'm telling you, it's a lot more fun to be like, hey, Xander needs this. Cool. Cool. But you have to pick what path you go down.
That's a fact.
You have to pick. There's no money in argument and entertainment. Like, once again, America's going through a shift. 2025. We're waiting on a rate cut. Buffett isn't talking. Einhorn is not talking. Tudor Jones is not talking that much. Druckenmiller's not talking that much. Tyler Perry's not talking that much. Lucian Grange ain't saying a motherfucking thing. His kid not saying nothing. Only people talking Drake and Kendrick, and Drake being more quiet. You have to get up and go after like make your mom, like my mom and dad sacrificed too much for me to not have turned myself into something. Give your kids something. Like I went to the Astro game with Xander. Go to the concession stand. Shout out to my guy Chi. Took me over there. The lady, oh, I love you so much. She's working at the. I'm 74. I started investing because of you. I'm up. Don't listen to what nobody tell you. I started with 1,000. I got 28,000 now. Xander face lit up. Why are you so happy? It's amazing how these people treat you. Give your family and friends something to be proud of.
No, that's a fact.
But what do I know?
That's a fact. All right. So switching topics. The topic that everybody's been talking about is the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. If I get this dumbass cough away, but the Super Bowl.
My boy Drake was choked up too when he saw that shit. Drake, call my phone. Come on, man.
All right, so this is multi-layered conversation. By now everybody knows Kendrick Lamar will be headlining the Super Bowl as far as the musical artist is concerned, halftime show, and social media and a lot of entertainers were in uproar because Lil Wayne was not picked, and then of course Jay-Z is the head of putting together the performances, Rock Nation. Ever since I think he's been like doing that for like 6 years now. After the Colin Kaepernick, that's one of the concessions that the NFL made, was to let Jay-Z and Rock Nation run halftime Super Bowl.
Yep.
I have a lot to say about this. So I'll give
lead
you
off. No, lead off.
Okay. All right.
Tell me, what are your thoughts on the entire situation? I mean, I got a couple of opinions too, but I know this is near and dear. I don't know you have a lot to say, but what do you think about this entire debacle?
It's a very interesting business lesson, first and foremost. I think, first of all, I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. I think he's one of the greatest ever. And I'm a Lil Wayne fan. I think he's one of the greatest ever. Neither one of them are like my personal favorites, to be completely in transparency, but I respect both of them. And I think that both of them are two of the greatest rap artists of all time. That let's put that out there. Now, for a let's look at it from a NFL perspective. The NFL is an organization, I think $200 billion, something like that. The Super Bowl is probably the third biggest sporting event in the world.
Absolutely.
After the World Cup and maybe the cricket championship, something. One of the biggest events in human history, right? Hundreds of millions of people watch Super Bowl globally. The vast majority of those people that watch the Super Bowl are not Black Americans, right? That's safe to say.
Yep.
So they, as a brand, are taking into consideration what Middle America thinks, what the Bible Belt, what white people are comfortable with. Let's just be honest. And I love Lil Wayne to death.
They love Lil Wayne too, but it's levels.
It's okay. Lil Wayne has admitted that he's been addicted to drugs for a long time, right? I don't know if he still is or not, but drug addiction and Lil Wayne, they run hand in hand. Lil Wayne's a gang member. He has tattoos on his face, went to jail, convicted felon. He's not the safest person. Let's just say that, right? That's obvious to headline. Like, I don't know why that might be something that's taboo to say, but somebody's got to say it. Like I said, 2020, 2025, we just got to speak real shit. He's not a safe person. He doesn't even remember half his rhymes half the time. So like, what you want me to do?
Shout out Weezy.
I'm just being honest though.
Yeah.
You see the WWE performance?
It was not amazing.
Lil Wayne's top songs of all time: Lollipop, A Milli,
Fire,
6 foot 7 foot, Out of Love, Get Money, Go DJ, Fireman. Okay, his number one song
features, 300 features
for sure. His number one song is Lollipop. The opening of that song, "She's so sweet, make her wanna lick the rapper." So I let her lick the rapper. She lick me like a lollipop. 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 I don't think that that's going to be able to be played at Super Bowl. Okay, the next song, A Milli.
You don't think they can put the Fenty ad after that performance?
Gonna be difficult.
You got to take in consideration the advertisers too, to be honest.
Gonna be difficult.
Yep.
Then okay, let's take A Milli. A Milli, this is the opening lines. A millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire, not tougher than Nigerians here. My criteria compared to your career isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease, like a menstrual, I bleed. I don't think that that's something that the NFL wants to put out there, right? What are we talking about? His lyrics, he's not as relevant today as he was 10 years ago.
Relevancy doesn't matter as much though, because Super Bowl historically was legacy acts though.
How many hip hop artists have headlined the Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowl?
Who did it last year?
Rihanna, Usher.
Okay, before that was Rihanna. So none.
One.
Well, Kendrick next year.
One. And
Yeah.
it was Dr. Dre. And that was a gumbo of different artists. They had Eminem, they had Snoop Dogg, they had Kendrick Lamar, they had Mary J. Blige. That was the only time in NFL history that hip hop headlined. There's been hip hop artists, but they have never headlined. Like Travis Scott was on with Maroon 5. Missy Elliott was on with somebody else, like as a special guest. So this is a historical moment. He's actually the first hip hop artist to ever headline the Super Bowl solo. That's something that people don't even fully understand. It's not Summer Jam, right? And they're like, well, oh, this is tip. You guys already sold out to the culture when you didn't stand with Colin Kaepernick, and they fucking
start back watching the NFL. Let's be honest.
Don't even give me no bullshit. They already told you how they feel about you, and you couldn't stop watching the NFL. The NFL is not. It's not an organization that is meant to support black people. So don't even give me, no, this is for the culture. No, you said fuck the culture because your fantasy football was more important.
Shout out to prospects.
That's a fact. So Kendrick Lamar, his catalog, Humble, All Right, DNA, Don't Kill My Vibe, Money Tree. He has the song with Rihanna. He has much more commercial songs. Even though his songs are politically charged a lot of times and politically conscious, his songs can be played. Lil Wayne's songs are for a hip hop demographic of people, right? And that core audience is not that. So I don't understand why people don't fully understand that aspect of it. If I was Jay-Z, I would have liked to see a gumbo, because Lil Wayne, he's not marketable enough to headline it by himself. It doesn't even make any sense. But he could be on with other people. I would have had like a jazz band, Lil Wayne, some white artist from the blues, like a blues artist from New Orleans. Like now you have a New Orleans gumbo, right? And then it's like, okay, but nevertheless, Jay-Z could do what he wants to do. And this goes back to play this clip, actually, Mike. Play this clip.
When you hear people's gripe against me, it's always about what I didn't do for them. They don't say I did anything to them. They said I didn't do something for them.
That's what we've been saying about him not coming on the show. Exactly.
See, that type of thing.
No, but
and in this clip, he said something that was very interesting, where he said, people, it's never what I did to somebody, it's what I didn't do for them. This level of entitlement is just crazy. You have somebody who's actually helped Lil Wayne out when he didn't have to. $14 million in taxes. This is what Lil Wayne said about the situation himself. Lil Wayne said, there's people like Jay-Z that's helped me out when I was really, 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 really down. Really, really, really down. Jay don't want me to tell nobody. That man helped me with my taxes. He's a real friend, y'all. Lil Wayne allegedly owed $14 million in taxes, and Jay-Z helped him in the situation and got him out of the tax debt. Whether he paid it for him, got an attorney, I'm not sure. But obviously, this is Lil Wayne. He said in 10 different times, he helped me, really, 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 really helped me. Yeah. So he's not obligated to put nobody on stage. That's what people don't fully understand, because this is home for me, because we deal with this all the time. People be like, yo, damn, you ain't put me on InvestFest stage. Well, it's not your stage. You never put me on Earn Your Leisure. You never put me on Market Mondays. They never say what you did to them. They didn't say, yo, you stole money from me.
Yeah.
You try to talk to my girl. You punched me in the face. You slandered my name online.
Yeah.
No, it's never what you did to me. It's what you didn't do for me.
Meanwhile, never inviting us anywhere. Y'all won't even invite us to y'all family cookout.
That's a fact. And what you and these are things that you've already done stuff for a person. He's already helped the person. But it's like, oh nah, this you dead wrong for doing this. Bro, nobody's entitled to do anything. It's the NFL's halftime show. It's not your own specific concert, right? So that whole narrative to me is just really concerning. But it says a lot about the times that we're in, when people just automatically think that somebody's entitled to something, and somebody doesn't give them what they think that they're entitled for, that person's a hater. And then the last thing about it is, there probably is some level of, there's some politics involved in it. and don't fuck with somebody then. That's what it comes down to. If you say some dumb shit to me, yeah, I'm not putting you on my stage because you said some dumb shit and you're a hater. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what issues Jay has with Drake or some issues he had with Baby or even issues he had with Wayne. But now, if he's in a position to dictate certain things, human nature says, yeah, you said some dumb shit. You did some dumb shit. Drake, now I'm gonna put the nail in your coffin. Or Baby, you said some dumb shit over and over again. No, I'm not looking out for you. I'm not looking like, or Wayne, even Wayne, you might have said some shit about Jay before. No, I'm not going out of my way. In what world does that make sense? You said some shit about me. And I don't like what you said. I'm not gonna go out of my way to help you now.
To help you while you're trying to hurt me.
People don't understand that.
Yeah, Jay did him a solid. The first thing I thought when Wayne was not announced, I remember that when Wayne had that line, that kidnap your lady money. And back then, even when he said it, I said, this is not gonna go well. You're going too far. For those of you who don't know, Hove and Baby been had a little issue. Drake, when he was on fire, him and Hove had some words. I'm telling you, even with me, for some of y'all who cross me, I'll wait 12, 13, 14 years. And I won't even be mad when I get my revenge. But if I get a chance to go real quick, cool, make a little call, it's part of the game. I think a big lesson that everyone needs to learn, there's no money in war unless you sell the arms. So while you're taking these pot shots and hating on people and trying to, somebody is going to get together and that sometime drop a bomb on you when you don't need it. And when Drake is down, I don't like it because I fuck with the boy. I like the squad, like OVO, but Jay did what he was supposed to do. Kendrick did what he was supposed to do. I do like what Wayne's manager said. We're never going to put ourselves in a position to have to ask for anything. It's the biggest rule in life. Be so hot and so good that you don't have to ask anybody for anything. It's unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen Wayne there. Now, the other side is if Wayne pop out on a motherfucking stage with Kendrick, it's over with for Drake. This is the part where you never know.
You never know.
I love Drake, but he did some foul shit to Wayne that I won't speak on. And if he pop out on that stage, it's going to look crazy, but it's also going to stamp shit. And Hov is not a person historically that you want to go. You got to know who you can fight and can't fight. You have to know. This shit is what. And one day we're going to have a conversation about how New Orleans historically has been mistreated by the United States of America, especially when it came to that music business. Master P kept lights on for a lot of motherfuckers. Baby and Cash Money. Without Baby, there would have been no Wayne, no Cash Money, no Drake, no Nicki. Kept Universal lights on. But even with all that power, there are some people that you do not want to get into it with. Jay went out of his way to make sure one of them old partners ain't doing as good as he should do. Like, what you think he's gonna do? He casually like you. You got to be careful who you a fan, man. So when y'all be like, yo, why don't you talk about the Bilderberg group? For what? For your entertainment?
That's a fact.
For what? You talk about them. You want me to talk about it because you don't have nothing to lose, and then you won't even do the research on who owns Vanguard when I've told y'all where to look. No, I'm cool.
Facts. And the thing about it too is that the NFL, I never understood this, right? The NFL is not a black organization. The NFL had not one black owner, right? So why do we keep asking and having expectations for white-owned entities, whether it's the Grammys, whether it's the
because
NFL?
They expected Hove, and he set a precedent like he was going to do different. And when he got in there, but he has had the performances lit. He just didn't choose to fuck with Wayne or Drake.
But Hove is not an NFL. Hove's not the NFL.
Over
right?
Let's be real. Even with 50, M had to fight for 50 to be on that stage with Dre. If you keep offending people, at some point they're going to block you out of some shit.
Yeah, but my whole thing is this. Yeah, you stop. That's like, okay, Forbes doing some shit. They not including us. And we protest like, damn, yo, we got 1.5 million followers on Instagram and we got this show called Market Mondays and we doing all of this shit. And why you not including us in your shit? Oh, who gives a fuck if they don't include us or not? We doing our own thing.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to do your own thing and you folded. So I don't even want to hear about nothing. I don't even want to hear about no diversity and nothing like that, because when the opportunity came, you folded. You wasn't disciplined. You wasn't even disciplined enough to not watch the NFL for one season. You couldn't even take one season off.
It's more popular than ever. More popular than ever, yo. Y'all didn't even give a fuck. They tried to arrest Tyreek Hill and damn near broke his neck.
It meant nothing. At the games, acting a fool, getting drunk, and who gives a fuck? So don't even like. Come on, man. This shit not real, bro. Now you want to be. This is what you want to get outraged over. Come on, man. Shout out to Weezy, but that shit not even real. Lil Wayne said that he never even experienced racism before. What are we talking about? This is real shit. During the whole Colin Kaepernick and all that shit, he literally went up there and said, "Yo, I never experienced racism ever in my life." Come on, man. Like, shout out to Weezy, but you said some dumb shit. Like, you like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not outraged over Lil Wayne not performing at the Super Bowl. You're not marketable. You got fucking tattoos on your face. That's intelligent. You think that's intelligent?
So does Post Malone perform?
Post Malone is not a black man, and Post Malone is not a headliner.
He's not. Oh, he White Iverson. You right.
He's White Iverson.
He was cosplaying for 2 years. Got you.
Come on, you already know you up against in America as a black man. So I'm not mad at you for being a gang member and drinking lean and having tattoos on your face, but you can't have it both ways. You can't want to live that type shit and then want to be fucking mainstream at the same time. Don't even make any sense. You doing all of that to not be mainstream. You doing all of that to not be mainstream. So why would you be mad when mainstream doesn't accept you?
Yeah, and Troy just texted Jay and Wayne good. Like if you looked out like that, and I mean, I don't want to get into the street part of the music business, but Wayne should have signed with Jay when he could have, but there was some other shit going on that wouldn't allow him to do so. So, but the Drake thing, which I want to focus on, you have to be careful who you offend.
Shout out to Cardi B. They offered her to do Super Bowl. She didn't do it. She stood in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. And the next year, Jay took it over, and then the rest is history. But that's a fact.
Yeah.
They offered Cardi B to do Super Bowl. She turned it down.
Yep. It's tough, man. Like in business, it's very important to make the list of people. If they are your enemy, is the risk worth the reward? Big mistake. I remember when Netscape, Mark Andreessen, shout out to everybody at Andreessen Horowitz, when he had Netscape and him and Bill was going back and forth and Bill wasn't playing fair. Like, you have to be mindful. And I pray to never have an enemy as petty as Kendrick Lamar. Even a rollout for it was amazing. He's a psycho. I told you when I saw him in Power that one time with them little crackhead braids, I said, Kendrick different, bro. That's
he's psycho.
Kim Jong-un. He's a psycho.
Yo, bro, not right. He's not right
there. And just be quiet. Don't say nothing. Even when Act put it, it was like, okay, 3 Drake disses, Super Bowl. And if he fuck around and launch that album that weekend too, come on, man.
Well,
then
he
you
do not like
relationship with Dre and Jay. There's a lot of layers there of respect. But like, if you're going to piss somebody off, what is the return you're going to get on that versus the negative?
Will he do not like us at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and that's just going to go off. Yes.
Will he bring out Lil Wayne at the Super Bowl?
If he does, it's over with for Drake. I pray that Wayne and Drake stand out of Young Money business, and I pray they pass shit up and be better. Shout out to the boy. Is this Hove's way of kicking Drake while he's down? I keep saying this, the best time to kick him, man. Everybody want to fight, square up. No, let me boot you while you down. Absolutely. Jay is going to get his lick back. It happened with Jazzo and DeHaven. Shout out to you. Yo, y'all get to okay. It may not happen this year. 2042, if I get a weight up. Okay. Let me get you now. And especially, and I rock with him and I get to bring him up and you was moving foul anyway. This is why I say, like, having integrity doesn't pay off immediately. In the long term, exponential returns, though. I don't know. Troy said Lil Wayne is definitely a headliner. Did he say that? You said definitely a headliner. Do you think that Lil Wayne, if you were the NFL, if you're Roger Goodell, would you want Lil Wayne to be the headliner at the Super Bowl? Oh, he was saying Post Malone. Post Malone definitely. But even take it down. But if I was next to Jay, I think it would be a good move to have Wayne do all the features. He got
No,
a
for
bunch
sure.
of features.
He got to be a part of it.
Features he can do.
Lil Wayne should be a part of it. Like I said, I thought that for a cultural, because New Orleans is a cultural city. So I thought that it would be dope to kind of have a cultural moment. Never did I ever think that Lil Wayne should be a headliner, but I thought that he should be involved in the Super Bowl for sure. He could sing a song or two.
If they had Mick Jagger do the shit 9 years ago, and they 72, we
But
can't
then
sing Lil Wayne.
also, the Super Bowl halftime show is another way to get people to watch. So advertisers, they want to get the hottest person.
Yeah.
And Lil Wayne is not as hot as Kendrick Lamar. If you're paying $1 million for your commercial, you want the most people watching as possible. They don't care about cultural moments for hip hop.
I don't want to get on the other side of this argument. Kendrick don't have more fucking slaps than Wayne. What is we talking about?
That's debatable. When I'm talking, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about no hip hop shit, Ian. I'm talking about as far as who's hotter in 2024. There's no denying that Kendrick Lamar is hotter in 2024 than Lil Wayne. And who has bigger records? Kendrick Lamar got monster Super Bowl records. Lil Wayne does not have a lot of stadium records. In hip hop stadiums, he don't got a lot of stadium tear the fucking roof off this shit. White, black, Chinese. He don't have a lot of those records.
Got 25 top 10 hits, 3 number 1 hits.
Name me the big records that Lil Wayne got.
You want them Lollipop?
Can't even perform that song.
You do a clean version, radio edit.
What's the clean version of Lollipop? The whole song is a fucking lollipop.
Do 30 seconds, fade it out. Cool. They cleaned up some of Rihanna shit. Like, look, man, I get the political move. Wayne,
We gonna be all right. Big. That was the song to the fucking protest. That became an anthem to protest. We gonna be all right. Like, that's gonna go crazy. White people love that type shit. The song that he just did, dissing Drake, that's gonna go crazy in the stadium. That's gonna go absolutely crazy.
Go DJ, let
regional,
the beat build, Fireman.
That's some hip hop shit. That's hip hop shit. DNA, big record. DNA, big record.
Okay, after you got outside them 5 songs, what song Kendrick got?
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Okay, after that.
Big. He got records, bro, and it's not even including his features. The song
we're not gonna lie and say, okay, now Kendrick more marketable. It's a great lesson. If you're in a gang and affiliated how he is, you should play like you not. I ain't shot a PG Lang. We're not gonna say he got more slaps than Lil Wayne though. No. Carter 2 gets that whole discography. If we have a versus, Wayne cleaning it up. When I go to California, I don't want no smoke. DJ Head, please cover for me. Shout to everybody at PG Lang and TDE and everybody who left Reason. I think Wayne got a better catalog.
Debatable, but once again, you're saying catalog in the terms of hip hop records that you're listening to in your car type shit. I'm saying as far as crossover commercial records, plays in stadiums that a vast majority of people all around the world can fuck with.
I would argue more white people know who Lil Wayne and they didn't really know who Kendrick was till he popped out on the Beyonce shit and did not like us.
No, Kendrick Lamar is a global superstar, bro. He just did this shit in Africa, global citizens. Kendrick Lamar, global citizen. Did you see his tour? Did you see his last tour that he was doing overseas? And his stage shows. That's another thing we ain't talking about.
Stage show fucking banana. That's what we're not gonna argue about. Now, this other part of the business we got to talk about. The punk. Now, Lil Wayne don't have the best reputation for showing up on time or of best mind. That matters.
Or remembering his rhymes.
Yeah. The stage show phenomenal.
Stage show. Kendrick Lamar got a hell of a stage show. He disappeared it with one shit.
If we want a global superstar, why not get Drake? He don't got more more slaps than the boy.
He don't. But Drake lost the battle this year, and Drake
won a war. He fucked with Hefe. So if I go to Sinaloa and I fuck with Hefe, I'm gonna have some trouble when I, you know what I mean?
Now Drake could do the Super Bowl. He could headline Super Bowl
and slaughter shit.
He's safe enough. He the Super Bowl in California.
That's crazy. You're gonna run it back to back. That would be petty to run it back to back.
No, they ain't doing that. He ain't doing that. Katy Perry next year.
Kendrick Lamar gonna be on that stage if they're in California.
He's already done 2 in 4 years.
Top gonna make sure. And Cali, whew, he another one. Made y'all think that he wasn't. Whew, shout to Top. Top the real shit. Smarter version.
Fact.
Smarter version. Marion, hold your head, but Top different. Business acumen on 10, other acumen on 10. Whew, it's tough, man. And my grandmother used to tell me, before you decide to do some dumb shit, weigh up all the costs. I don't even know at the time when Drake was going out Hove. I know y'all rap battling, but he take that shit personal. He got a bunch of them who was hot up out of there. Sicario and a bunch. Everybody was going to Hove. They got your motherfucker, wrapped you up. Moved to Pennsylvania. Shout out to Rock Nation, Desiree, whole squad. Certain people you don't. Him and 50 wired, but Jay not gonna say nothing. That's what's scary. The ones who tell you, oh, I'm gonna drop a bomb on your house in 70 years. Well, cool. You do something to 50-50, gonna slam you right there.
Speaking about 50, let's talk about this. I hate to see this play out. Dame Dash versus 50 Cent.
I hate this.
You got anything you want to say?
I love 50. I love Dame. I'm not going. This is the one time I'm not kicking man while you down. That live was crazy, though. Shout to Dame. I love you. I love the whole. You know what I mean? But you can't be talking shit. And I know he made the statement, but he got to go get implants and all. So I want to be messy because I like Dame, even though he cut us off when he came on Blackout at every fucking turn. But it's levels to who you can. Like sometimes the joke just write itself. You don't got to say nothing back. That's one thing I'm learning. Like, let God handle it. One of my favorite new phrases my mom told me: don't be on demon mode, be on angel mode. Let God handle it. Dame got talking, and so shout out to my guy though. I love Dame.
I fuck with Dame. I fuck with Dame.
You can't have no jokes on nobody if that happened though.
Yeah. But for the backstory, 50 Cent told the story about when he was first getting his record deal, and Eminem gave him $1 million. And when he spoke to Dame, and Dame told him $1 million ain't no money. And he said, and now Dame has no money. But what he was saying, what I got from that is that you got to be careful how you speak to people, because how you make somebody feel, like if they feel like you shitting on them, they're gonna remember that. So that was 20 years ago, and obviously, 50 Cent has become 50 Cent, and 20 years later, he still remembers that moment. And then Dame responded about his television network and everything, and then I think I don't know if it was his teeth that fell out or if it was his grill. He said it was a diamond grill. I'm not sure. I never even watched the video because I didn't want to see it. But you just gotta be careful
how you speak to people.
And I think Dame, like, I fuck with Dame, but I think Dame has a way of communicating that a lot of times is it turns people off. And I just think that that's something that is an unfortunate situation. But yeah, man, shout out to both of them. I feel like there's no benefit in that. It's just sad. That's just a sad moment for hip hop to see Dame Dash have hard times, because he is definitely a pioneer as far as the culture. Absolutely. Where he brought entrepreneurship, Rockefeller Records. You got Jay-Z, you got Kanye West, you got Rachel Roy, you got so many people that he's helped and assisted. You can't erase his legacy, but it's definitely unfortunate chain of events that have happened over the course of the last couple of years, really, but definitely last couple of weeks with the sell of the album, and then the tax trouble, and then the 50 Cent thing. It just seems like it's like a domino effect. So hopefully Dame, he gonna stand on his 2 feet no matter what.
Yeah.
But shout out to Dame, man.
I mean, biggest lesson. I think we talk a lot about hard skills, being able to invest, build businesses, scale. Those soft skills matter. How you talk to people, how you make them feel. Even me, there's people who may have had commentary towards me in 2004, 2005, 07, and same now. It's like you have to be, and a lot of times too, you can also tell a person what to do to beat you by hating on them, or you may give them the motivation to stop. I mean, to keep going when they were going to stop. Even with me, when people get to reviewing shit online, I'm gonna turn up extra hard 2 years. I was about to chill. I was perfectly fine just going to Mexico and floating away like Daryl from Walking Dead. And then y'all get to talking. Okay, reincarnated Kendrick mode. Oh, come
on. Okay. Let's talk about this video, the baby daddy play. Let's show this. Cue the video.
If you want to live solely off of child support, it's important that you have multiple baby daddies and that baby daddy only has kids with you and not with other women. The reason for that is because there is a cap on what percentage of their income that they will have to pay towards child support. And I think where I live, it's like 16% or something like that. So it's important also that they have a high income. I'm pregnant with my third child right now, and this is my third baby daddy. So what I do is I download dating apps and I go sit in parking lots of expensive areas. And a lot of times the people that live in those areas make a lot of money because the cost of living is high, right? I always try to get on these dating apps and start talking to these men a couple weeks before I start ovulating, so I can get to know like what their job is, how much they make, if they have any other kids, because this is important information. Also, always ask them if they want kids. If they say yes, run. If they say no, perfect. That means you can have your kid. You don't have to worry about them getting partial custody and you getting less child support money.
Okay. What's your thoughts on that?
If this, and everyone is beautiful in their own way, right? But if this girl is able to get this shit off, fellas, y'all better watch out. Listen, the great part about life being a game, there's rules to a game, and you have to figure it out in every scenario. Are you the winner at the table or the sucker that everybody's going to prey upon? I keep saying it. It doesn't matter if you get all this money. You learn how to invest in real estate, and me, Matt, Trevor, Rashad, Kiana, if you're going to give your money away to lust. Another part about not having ambition is you are going to end up giving a lot of time and attention to lust and your flesh because you don't have a schedule or routine that you're following. So I don't know how she's getting this off, but I know this is a thing. And one of them little Facebook groups, they got a little how to find you a rich baby daddy and get child support group. Like, shout out to Tyrese, hold your head. To the team, if y'all listening and watching, please call me so I can help my guy out in any way. But y'all have to stop falling for these traps. But the truth is, if you fall for this bullshit and you're just spreading your seed everywhere and then end up in court, and in most states, it's not going to go in your favor. You got to know your laws. You got to know the rules of the game. I say, if she's getting this off, imagine what some of them bad ones doing. You can't be mad at women for doing it. If this girl is going to be this transparent and sprinkle lady telling y'all, ask them for money out the get-go and da-da-da. Got to be mindful. Got to be mindful. What you think, though?
Well, the first thing they're going to say is like, well, this video is not real. So it might not be real. But even if it's not real, the context.
There are women that are doing this, though.
No, that's a fact. So let's not even go down that rabbit hole of trying to decipher whether it's real or not. That doesn't really totally even matter, because it is a train of thought that actually has happened and taken place. And that is some level of consideration that people are actually doing. So the greater topic is just like, man, you got to be careful out here, man, because everybody has some level of interior motive. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That's human nature. That's how we're able to survive throughout hundreds of thousands of years as humans, is that you have to have self-preservation as the number one rule of life. Absolutely. So if you're looking at something, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get myself closer to this situation because it's going to help me. Men do that all the time with other men. or women. Sometimes they like we just
Facts.
talked about that situation earlier where they got dudes are staying with women because financially they need a place to stay. So self-preservation has always been a part of human nature. But when you're doing it with evil intentions, that makes it different. What I mean by that is that if you're a woman and you say, okay, I like this guy, and then he's rich and he's wealthy and and he's famous and shit like that, but I also like him as a person and I do want to be with him and I want to have a family, but that is a major factor of why I want to be with him. I'm not even mad at you for that. But when you saying like, I don't give a fuck about this person, I don't even like this person, but I'm going to have sex with this person to in the hopes of having a kid with this person just so I can financially benefit from the situation. I never wanted to be with him. I never gave a fuck about him. That's evil. Because it's
true.
Because it's not even just selfish on you. You're actually, you don't even give a fuck about a kid that's coming into the world. It's one thing to just say, okay, I'm gonna get this dude and I'm gonna swindle him out of money. That's fucked up too. But at least that you're only focused on hurting him and enriching yourself. When you're doing it and you got a kid involved, you don't even give a fuck about the kid not having a dad, the kid going through the trauma, the kid just being, out here. Like, you really don't even, that's not even in your thought process. You really looking at this whole transaction as a business, and the kid is just a byproduct that can get you into the door. That's fucked up.
I mean, but you also got to mitigate risk. Like the first time that you go through child support court, it tells you how big of a business it is. If you go through that multiple times, bro, that's your fault. Like, as men, everything that we do, good or bad, ultimately lies on us, but also to the fellas. Like, I had this conversation with y'all privately and here publicly. A lot of y'all don't vet the women that you're with. Even in that bad bitch makeup matrix that people will go through and all the effort they take to put themselves together in the BBL, and that shit costs. They want a return on that. So if they see that you're weak and you don't have discipline in your life and you are a pushover, they'll find a way to extract the money out of you. That's why I say, when you climb these levels, and y'all may hate those lists, there are more things you have to worry about and more people who are trying to find a way to take money from you. Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, LVMH, you got the baddies, you got government agencies. If you're involved in some other business, you got people who want to take security fees off of you. You got to prepare yourself for what's to come. But if you don't have that discipline, you're going to get finessed, man. You are going to go get finessed. And you can say that it's wrong, but it's up to you to protect you. Number one rule in boxing, Dad tells me this every time we talk: protect yourself at all times.
Protect yourself at all times. It's a fact. And then another thing is like, it's one of these things, right? Where, man, child support, she has some things factually wrong. There is a cap. So it's like, I don't know, she said like 18% or something like that. But like in New York, for instance, right, there is a cap. It is like 18, 19%, but the cap is like 220. So if you're making $10 million, you're not getting 18% of $10 million.
Not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. So, but some people think that you're not educated. You thinking like, oh shit.
But California, tricky. Like Kanye paying $200 in child support. I want to be out of Kanye business. Shout to Kim.
That's a fact. But he was also married. I'm pretty sure that's part of a divorce settlement, right? Like, even that's why they remember when Chris Brown, that made news when the chick was mad because he got the judge ordered $1,500 a month. But it's like, there's a limit. No matter how much money you make, there's still a limit. If you marry, that's a whole different ball game.
It's a different ball game.
That's a different ball game. But if you're not married, you're only going to get a certain amount of money on child support. So that's why she was saying you got to have multiple different, because one is not going to be enough. So now you're going to have multiple. But who even thinks like that? Get a job.
Like, a lot of women think like that. Like, if dudes out here scamming, that's part of their little finesse. Like, we got to talk about the subcultures. Like, some
not a lot. There's not a lot of women that think like that.
You're right. Love her.
Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot.
An unruly few.
The fact that somebody would have that thought process in their head like, yo, I'm gonna go fuck with somebody with the expectations, the hope and prayer that I'm gonna get pregnant, and then I'm that's not gonna be enough. So a year later, I'm gonna try to like, yo, just get a job.
We've seen a bunch of these girls do this with football and basketball players and go through the rotation. I ain't gonna mention none of them, but they got a rich baby daddy Hall of Fame. Come on. Like if all the baby daddies always on Bleacher Report and ESPN, you playing that. If you planned it, you know what I mean? You got to be careful.
That's a fact.
Got to be careful. Speaking of speaking kindly to people, what do you think of our friend of the show, Shannon Sharpe, going off on Ocho for being late to Nightcap? Can we play the clip?
Oh yeah, let's play it.
No, you don't. So I'm just trying to figure out why with your show would you choose to take that route when you don't take that route for ESPN and Inside the NFL?
I wasn't lying. I'm dead serious. When I fly into Philly, I have somebody pick me up from Philly. When I fly into New York, I have somebody pick me up from New York. I'm serious.
But that ain't what they told me. I just talked
Hold
to
on,
ESPN
listen to me
Travel.
now. It's documented. It's documented.
I'm just telling you.
But all you
I'm
have
just
to
telling
do
you
is
what they
just
were
search
told
my
me.
tweets. I've been doing it the past 15 years. I always do this.
I'm not saying that.
Yes, sir. Talk
but
to me now.
Ocho,
Right.
again, Ocho, this is
Right.
part of your
Right.
show.
Right.
Why would you be late? Why would you run the risk of being
Well,
late?
I didn't want to be late. I just told you what happened. I would have been on time. But due to unfortunate circumstances of him locking the keys in his car, which I documented, I was just a little late.
Why don't you, Ocho? Why don't you just have the people that you're working for just have them to
I don't
book
like
your
car
car
service.
service?
I don't like car service.
It's okay.
I don't think he went off. I think he was talking to him in a just trying to really understand why you were late. And then Ocho was saying, you know, he gave excuses.
And picked me up and he locked his keys in the car.
I don't think that was really going off. I think that was more so of like just trying to understand, because you got to understand, like, even when he came to InvestFest, he was early.
Hella punctual. Yep.
Shannon Sharpe. He was early, and we was running behind
Yeah.
schedule. He like, yo, bro, I like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm here.
But I respect that because time is valuable, and you realize when you get to that level of success, it's not by accident. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I learned. I tell my son that all the time, like, yo, if you're going to be here at 4 o'clock, if you're getting here at 4 o'clock, technically you're late.
You're late.
Right? You should be here at least 5 to 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen. So it's like, yo, if we saying we're going to do Market Mondays at this time, that's the time we got to do Market Mondays. It's like,
no.
Yeah, it's always going to be an excuse, but there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Unless you are in the hospital, dead, something like, you know, around those type, like literally like your
family
plane,
members. Yeah.
Your plane could not take off because it was grounded, and you like, you know, there's always going to be some level of excuse.
Yeah.
But if you landed at a city safely, why are you not here? Okay, well, the driver, well, then get an Uber.
Yep.
Right. If you're having issues or you locked the keys in the car, if you don't, his thing was like, you should have had a driving service. I don't trust driving services. All right. When you get there, if there's any issues with the transportation on the ground,
gotta have backup.
Call an Audible and go to your app and get an Uber.
Yep.
There's no excuse. If we're gonna do business, let's just do good business. And I can't trust you if you're not even here.
Tough, man. Listen, I love Ocho dearly. I love Shannon Sharpe. Love Nightcap. I can see Ocho is bothered by it because that's his friend. But if I'm Shannon Sharpe and I just saw Dak Shepard get $80 million for a podcast that most people don't listen to, and I listen to it, and it's a good podcast. And I'm doing 4 shows a week with you at 11 o'clock at night, and I got staff and Shelly and all this other shit, and you're late. It's too much to lose.
No, that's a fact. And then especially like I said, we do shows with Market Monday. So if we do a show at the Apollo or Madison Square Garden or whatever, we're coming in 2 different caravans.
Yep.
You're coming wherever you're coming from. We're coming from wherever we're coming from.
Yep.
Right? We are coming with the people that's with us. You're coming with the people that's with you. You have a dressing room. We have a dressing room. There's no we have an expectation that we're both going to be there.
Yeah, have to be.
We don't have like now.
I don't care if it's snowing, Godzilla, get on y'all freeway. We got to find a way there. Be there early.
And that's just that's the unwritten rule. If one of us are not there, now that's an issue.
Yes. You got to show up.
I think, but like I said, I think he handled it well. I don't think that Shannon Sharpe really, went off on him. I think it was just more so like he was concerned, and he was interested to know, like, yo, he couldn't understand.
So you got to be accountable. Laptop died. My fault. Ocho. Talk to you about Ocho, then my shit blanked out. So, but some opportunity costs are too high to miss out on. And plus, if you're trying to sell a show to a network, reliability is incredibly important. Reliability is incredible. I know as an artist and creative, we want to do things based off feel, but you do a lot better when you have structure and routine inside of that schedule. So, and I think as a friend, maybe he could have addressed it offline first and came back on, but that's tough.
That's tough. Shout out to both of them.
Yeah, sure. I love them dearly.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to them. All right. Let's play this clip about should you stay focused in your 20s. All right, let's play this clip about staying focused in your 20s. Let's play it.
The third mistake that you need to avoid in your 20s, bro, is chasing women. It's cliche. I know it always sounds cliche. Focus on yourself. The women gonna come. I promise you, it's the truth, bro. Don't be out here, man, trying to chase these women, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here trying to thirst after these women, man. It's all right to look. It's all right to glance. It's all right to approach a woman that you like, that you might like, that's going to add some value to what you got going on in your life right now, wherever you're at. Focus on your personal goals. Focus on your physique. Focus on getting to your chicken bag. Focus on getting your credit straight. Focus on getting your own spot. Focus on a 5-year plan. That's what you need to focus on. Focus on how can I get my mental sharper, what books I need to be reading, how I need to be educating myself to get to the next level. That's what you need to be focusing on.
Okay. Interesting clip. And, it actually brought me to a question that I wanted to talk about previously about, being on the grind in your 20s and 30s. So the question that I posed in the group chat was that, should men grind in their 20s and 30s and get married in their 40s, as opposed to getting married, settling down, having kids, mid-20s, early 30s?
Yeah. As a person who's not married, never been married, I think if you're looking to provide more stability, I think as a rule of thumb, most men are better off waiting to have a kid until they're in their 30s. Mid-30s, getting married around that time. So short answer, yes. If you happen to catch the love of your life and a person that you cannot turn away, I totally get it. But I think as a rule of thumb, I think most men should wait to mature, gotten things out of their system, have a framework and structure for their family before they start to build. Because let's be honest, a lot of people will talk about, well, these people got married early, but I know a lot of people that got married right out of college and they're divorced now. So for me personally, I think, and it doesn't mean that the hustle or the grind is more important than anything else, but I think it's important to set up a great framework for your family, and so that you've met all your own personal goals as well, so you can be your best inside of a relationship. But what do you think?
I think okay, so how I feel about this is layered, because I feel like there's definitely people that get married. You hear the stories, they get married when they're 21 and they was broke, and then they grinded together, and then they built the empire, or they've been together for 50 years. God bless. But you never hear the other side of the story. This year I'm just gonna always give the other side.
Gotcha. Okay.
The other side of the story. And an old timer told me this before, and he was like, yo, once you start to have kids, man, like life really it's over for you. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, just everything slows down for you, because it's like your ambition. What happens a lot of times is that you get in a relationship, you get married, you have kids, whatever, your financial responsibilities go through the roof. So you don't have time to take risk. You don't have time to start thinking outside the box. You got to get to it. You got to put food on the table. And then you got to deal with the emotional stress of trying to provide for people yourself when you really can't provide. Then you got to have time. You got to have time to actually be there for your child, for your children. You got to have time to be there for your girl, for your wife, whatever. That can stunt your growth. That's just the fact. That can stunt your growth, as opposed to having no obstacles and just having, clear tunnel vision and being able to be selfish.
Yeah.
Being able to be selfish, right? Like, for me personally, so from the time I was 30 to, 10 years damn near almost, right? It was just like my focus was business.
Supreme, locked in.
That's it. Like, I'm saying? I wasn't really focused on, of course, I have a son, so, those are obligations that you got to meet, but I wasn't focused on trying to be a family man. I don't think I would be able to be where I'm at right now if I did not have the ability to block out noise, stay up to 3 o'clock in the morning, not have to worry about coming home early, not have to worry about answering. I don't think I would be able to be here right now. Now I have luxury. Now I have some luxuries, some level of luxuries that's been provided from that work. Now I can actually, do things a little differently. So the theory is like, all right, just grind 20 and 30s. When you get to 40, then get married. Because now, if you do it correctly, now you have some level of disposable income. Now you have some level of comfort. Now you can, it's not that bad. And then it's like, women mature faster than men most of the time anyway. So you 40, you can find a woman that's 30, right? And you can still have children. You can still have children. For men, it's a little different. You can have children at any age. So it's like, if you want to start your family, being 40 is too late most of the time for a woman, but it's not too late for a man to start a family at 40. You can start a family at 40.
Yeah. And for you fellas, it's not an excuse for you to be a whore from 20 to 40. You need some of them soft skills and that you like. And I know people want to go in a monk mode, but you still need balance of interacting with people, going on dates. Because some of y'all be in the house for 4 years and come out and be awkward as hell.
Well, the thing too, when I say focus, you have leisure in between there. You date, you do different things, but you're not serious. You're not seriously locked in, committed. And like I said, I'm not knocking nobody that, because marriage does. On the other hand, marriage can keep you focused. Marriage can
absolutely.
But we also got to talk about the alternative. It can ruin your life too. Starting a family can ruin your life. Nobody wants to talk about that. Like it could definitely ruin your life as far as your ambitions is going. You put yourself. Like we always say, avoid large purchases, right? The reason why we say avoid large purchases is because you're going to put yourself behind a rock. Well, if you have kids, start a family, that's going to put you behind a rock too. Sometimes you might not be able to get out of it. And now it's like you had a lot of potential when you was young, but you had to do things to just make ends meet. And you never had a chance to really chase your dreams. You can't move to California and try to be an actor if you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you can't. Now you can't just go to Miami and try to chase your dreams at 30 years old if you locked in with 2 kids and a wife.
And also, for those of you who are single, be incredibly focused. I'll see some of you have the free time and not be focused. That's why I tell you, like, when I'm with my kid, I don't want to talk. And it's like, well, bro, I've been a Red Panda 2 years. I'm like, my kid's more important than any of that shit. Like, no, like, don't fuck off the free time that you have, because a lot of times like that, the marriage or having a child will give you hard structure too. So like, I definitely agree. But for those of you who are single, don't think that you have all the time in the world. I know people. Somebody asked me the other day, like, what can I do to start a podcast? Bro, don't even talk to me. It's too late. You did. You better go to a whole different category. You're the wrong queue. I'm trying to find me 9 little white podcasters right now so I can bundle up and take somewhere. Come on. You have to strike while the iron is hot. Be incredibly focused. But I think the 20s are for like finding yourself, locking in. 30s, you'll see some traction for sure. But yeah, like I think to be your best self, I think waiting is great. But it depends on everyone's own emotional EQ. So,
and it depends on who you with.
That's true.
If you're with somebody that's going to support your dream, people will say that they will support your dreams until it's time to support your dreams.
Also, you got to give them something to support. Some of y'all be talking about shit y'all want to do for the last 5. I'm like, where's the ebook off my shit that you copied? Where's that? You've been telling me too. I got an ebook that I want to do about 3 Tech 3 Index. Where's that? People don't need, and it's another thing as entrepreneurs. If people don't believe in your vision, it's usually because the vision is not good to you. You have not executed well upon it.
Yeah, and it's better to be broke by yourself. I'd rather be broke by.
That's a fact.
I ain't asking for. I remember I borrowed money. I think I borrowed money from somebody like 15 years ago. I paid it back a couple of weeks later, and I ain't looked back, so I ain't borrowed money since. And
good feeling.
I don't. If I'm gonna be broke, I'd rather be broke by myself because at least nobody knows it, and I can figure the shit out. I don't want to be broke with somebody around my shoulder who's nagging me, and then I got to worry about that. It's embarrassing. I need isolation. I need isolation and brokenness.
Focus.
Yeah. I don't want to be broke together. I respect that, but I ain't on that type of time.
No,
I'll be broke. I want to be broke by myself, isolated in a room. Don't
time to think.
Don't call me. Don't text me. No nothing. I'm gonna figure this shit out. I can't figure it out if you're in my ear and you're broke. We're broke. Now you're complaining. It's not enough food. I just
women gotta eat, bro. Fellas, the women gotta eat. Be leaders. A lot of these soft skills that you need, like if you apply in business, decision making, fearless, strategic planning, seeing the vision through, you'll have if you have built some shit. She wants to build it. When they be like, be my brain, oh my God, just think for me. But if you can't lead yourself, you can't be her brain. You can't be Chat GPT for her. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. But shout out to everybody that's
wash the dishes and take the.
Shout out to everybody that's married, that's figuring it out in the early 20s and in the early 30s. God bless your union. But there's a real conversation that we gotta have that shit can definitely fuck up your life. Okay. Before we leave,
I got a question. If you were Drake, what would you do? Would you call Hov, or would you what you do to get this?
Nah, hell no, ain't no calling. Oh, ain't no calling at this point. Hell no, they got deep rooted issues for over a decade. Like the boy said, sorry, Mr. Trizzy. So much art talk. But they got a weird relationship because they do songs together, then they diss each other, then they get back together, then they diss each other. But Drake, remember when Drake was like the higher ups trying to get me? You can only fuck with higher ups for so long, bro.
Until they get mad.
He targeted the top people at the culture for years. Big as the what?
Boy doing a Super Bowl. My God.
Big as the what? Big as the what?
Oh, for buying out gracefully. I still don't like it, but he been
Kendrick talking about chess move, bro. This whole shit started this year because it's been going on for a long time. But this started this year when they come out with that song, J. Cole and Drake, and the most memorable line on that song is "Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl."
Super Bowl.
And they said that the boy threw shots at Kendrick on that song. After all of this shit, not even 1 year later, he's headlining the Super Bowl. Big as the what? Big as the what? Kendrick is that dude different, bro. He's really,
bro. I know that word really, thrown around. Like he is.
He's an
EIA level, Mossad level.
Yo, dude is different, bro.
I told this yesterday. I said a dude who can just not be on social, you never see him pop out until it's time for war. That's deadly.
You know, his tweet history, like the tweet was, it was euphoria, it was the meet the grams, it was not like us, and then it was a Super Bowl. That's it.
I said, oh my
big
God.
as the what?
Crazy,
man.
You got to think these things through. There's no money in war unless you sell arms, man. And then you need allies in war too. You need allies in war. You can't defend the wrong people.
You do.
So
You do.
Well, what are some signs a guy will know if he's met the one?
When she values herself and understands her worth, right? So a woman that understands her worth isn't going to settle for nothing mediocre.
Yeah.
Right? She knows she's destined for greatness. She knows that God has a kingdom man waiting on the other side for her, right? So she knows that God put something in her that's so powerful that a man is going to need it.
Yeah.
God has created her to be a helpmate to her husband, right? And that's exactly what I feel like my woman was designed to do. Everything I ever given her, she's multiplied it. Every idea I've given her, she's poked holes in it and she's made it better. Right? Like I told you in the last episode, I make more money because of her. I'm more spiritual because of her. I have a better relationship with God because of her. So when you have a woman that understands her value, that understands her worth, you know that she's not going to settle for mediocrity. You know that she's not going to allow for you to be stagnant. She know that she's not going to allow for you to feel like you're less than, because she's going to pull that kingdom man out of you. And that's exactly what you are going to need, especially when life gets hard and you may get deep in business or you may get deep with family issues and you need somebody to help pick you up a little bit.
Yeah.
That person that understands their worth is going to be that one that's going to help you get there.
If he don't want to, if he wants her around, if she's,
No, I'll say that first answer you was about to say. That's the.
If you don't want her to leave, if you don't want her to leave, if he wants her around, if he appreciates more than just the sex,
Yeah,
because that's not going to keep you for long. That's not going to keep you for years.
it's not enough.
You're going to get tired of it.
Yeah.
But it's like there's things that's, a conversation, or I appreciate your insight, or different things like that. Like, you cook, or I like how you put together the vibe. You're very thoughtful.
Supportive, loving,
go on trips, and you plan out the trip, and you got an itinerary waiting. And, I don't gotta worry about anything. It's always laid out. I don't gotta, what I'm saying? Like you go over and above. Like these are things that that's not normal. That's not normal.
Rare. It's a good list.
What about you?
Do they excite you? Do they make you feel alive? Do you want to be better for them? But yeah, like, are they thoughtful? Do they make life easier for you? Peace, no stress. Alignment is key. Like I really believe, like, when you are aligned with the right person, the friction is not there. A lot of times that friction is there because y'all really don't mix and you're trying to force it based off the lust. So
That's a fact.
Being thoughtful, but like, because if I try to force it, the friction was naturally there. Like when you naturally get along with somebody, a lot of that drama and stress isn't there. Patience, tonality, even having tough conversations. Though, like if a person is the one for you and they're and vice versa, even tough conversations become easier because there's a lot of love and genuine concern and care there. So, but that's my little list. There are no money in relationship podcasts, but y'all gotta learn how to get your relationship life together so y'all fumble all your money in child support court or alimony court.
Before we finish, let's end with this little ratchet topic with the Lil Yachty clip. Let's play this Lil Yachty.
I met a shorty, model type, bad, but she's one of the girls that has the mindset that she knows she's bad, if you know what I mean. She's begged me to spend the night multiple times, but has never once tried to top me. I feel like I'm too player to ask for top. I feel like the best top is from girls that want to do it proactively and not reactively.
Oh yeah.
Should I drift off on shorty or straight up ask for the mop next time I'm with her? I've never asked a girl for head, ever. And it's not because I'm too cool. I think I'm just more so like I don't want to get slapped. Like I never been like, yo, can you top me up right now?
I ain't gonna lie, I have, but I call it whatchamacallit.
What?
I'd be like, you don't mind doing whatchamacallit real quick? Say it real fast. What? Hey, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie, you may be right. I ain't never just said head because it do sound like, and the way he.
Okay, interesting. What J. Cole says, it's been a long time about to act very bleed, don't make me big. What's your take on that?
If you gotta ask for it, you with the wrong person. Like, Well, I look like being like Mikoto's on me. Damn, or no leche, night me. No, fuck. Like,
that's
no. If you gotta start begging for the sex and maybe can you please like, bro, she don't want you.
That's very that's gotta be awkward.
That's tough. And knowing she don't want to do it, nobody want no sympathy brain. Like that ain't the loving I want. No boca. No.
No boca.
Nah, I'm good. So
that's crazy.
Once again, fellas,
that's crazy.
If you just watch what women do, I think Dion said this. A woman would tell you what she wants you to do. We just often don't listen. Are you desirable in your character, your presentation? Are you showing up regal in fashion? That's why I made a big deal about the casual cream core tour. I said it takes effort to look like you in try. When you go into bed, like you going to bed raggedy as fuck, or are you even going to bed fly, or you going to the gym, body look nice, or real quick. Dog, it's those little things. House being clean. I know Katy Perry talked about her shit with Orlando Bloom. I don't believe in doing the chores for the sex, but if you create an ambiance where they can just take the shoes off as soon as they get in, a little bit more comfortable. Some of y'all just be nasty and then want your girl to be nasty, and it ain't happening. And then your girl fly to Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, or Lake Como, and she talking to somebody else on that balcony. Pick
somebody
else. Somebody else, y'all.
Yo, be mindful.
It's tough.
Be mindful at all times, ladies and gentlemen.
And then if you let your girl cheat and you take her back, that's only gonna empower. Like, shit, I'm gonna do this again with somebody better. You and dump her when she cheated with the Dusty? What? Big as the what? Oh no.
Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl. Big as the Super Bowl.
You be end up on Casa Not stream. You be crying.
They said
quit fanning out over other men. Stop. You're fanning out over other men in front of your girl, and then be surprised when that person you fanning out of be talking with your girl. What's wrong with y'all, man? They be groupies for other men.
The claps is crazy. The claps is crazy.
You gotta clap it properly. So, I mean, dog, wash your ass, put on some cologne, clap, be honorable, be ambitious, keep your word. It ain't that motherfucking hard. It's hard to do, but this you gotta do.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Come on, man.
Okay. Shout out to Cash Money Records.
For real. Young Money, old money.
Look, man, what you want me?
Baby Slim.
What you want
Even
me
the tweet he put out after, I'm like, how gonna get you back in 10 years over that tweet?
Baby. Yeah. The one that has not said anything is Lil Wayne. That's the crazy thing. Nicki Minaj went crazy. His engineer went crazy.
Yeah.
Baby went crazy. The one person that Master P didn't really go crazy, but Master P just, he voiced his opinion. Juvenile.
Yep. Hurricane Chris. You messing with two of the psychos. Hove and 50? Shit, boy, you better stop.
Oh, Hurricane Chris says something? What he said?
He should. Lo siento. You better call Hefe. You better call Hove and 50. Because if them two little demons get together and get mad at you.
Yeah, nah. But shout out to New Orleans. So I could appreciate that they feel like, because I mean, Juvenile brought up a good point that I guess it's been 10 Super Bowls in New Orleans. That's crazy.
I didn't know that.
But I guess a lot of Super Bowls have been played in New Orleans, and they never had a New Orleans musical-led halftime show.
Yeah.
But hey, this is America and it's capitalism, and it's not 11 Super Bowls. And they're gonna get the money. Who's gonna make more money? A jazz band or Kendrick Lamar? Just this right here is building up controversy and talking about Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
People are like,
great marketing.
This is part of the marketing lead up right now.
Great marketing.
Free promo.
They call them allies in, but had great relationship with Hov and Beyonce for a long time. Biggest stage. And even when he did that Amazon concert, the Drake gang this tour. Great practice to see what'll go off. DJ Head, let me get my tickets now. I know I rock with the boy, but let me get my tickets, please.
West Coast.
For real.
West Coast.
Rance, what's up? I know Rance gonna be on stuff going crazy on the drug. Yo, get my passes, yo, right now, please. Thank you.
But Kendrick, he gonna do something. If he doesn't bring out Lil Wayne, he's gonna bring out a marching band. He's gonna do some level of
He's gonna do something. Yeah,
he's gonna incorporate. He's gonna incorporate New Orleans culture.
I wouldn't be surprised if Juvie be up there.
Juvie had a shot before he started going on his Instagram rant.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just gotta shut up. And like
Manny Fresh as DJ.
Manny Fresh ain't say that yet. Manny, like, I don't know
Smart.
what y'all talking about. I still
stay
got
out the way.
I don't got nothing to do with this.
Stay out. I don't know nothing. I just make my little beats.
I got nothing to do with this shit.
Stay out of the way of the war, man. There's no money in war unless you sell arms. Some of y'all gonna learn that the hard way.
The hard way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real.
And for the fellas, you are not the police of a woman's body. So if she chooses to go on a trip on her own, let her. But I'm not letting mine go on no solo trip. You crazy. When y'all gonna put y'all foot down on some of this shit, yo? But shout out to my baby. Te amo. Mi amor, mi corazoncito, mi vida, mi mundo. Dudes, y'all let's even as men, when we were young, we'd get away with shit and then just keep doing it because they won't leave. No, y'all gotta have some balls, yo. But it's hard to have balls if you playing 2K all day.
That's a fact.
Madden, my career player.
Or eating a chicken. Who cloned Tyrone? Actually, it's a great movie.
It's
a lot of hidden messages in that.
Absolutely.
A lot of hidden messages in that.
Absolutely.
Who cloned Tyrone? I if you have not saw that movie, watch that movie this week.
You
says a lot about
passes.
A lot of the shit that's in movies is real.
It's real. It's real. Yep.
It's a fact.
You and your 2K with your creative player passing the ball to John Morant, passing your girl around. You better be careful, yo. You better go out here and get it. These little young boys ain't playing. Hey.
Yo, man. It's get rich or die trying. Always.
Have to. At least go for it. At least be ambitious and go for it.
Fuck it. What you got to lose?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. It's been real. We'll tap in with you next week.